looks like you got it figured out, Eunice. So that's awesome. Thanks for taking the time. I know it's annoying, but it will make a big difference, as we all know, because a lot of people are sleeping right now.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, thanks. Thanks for having me. Though I get to learn this time because I never really hosted anything. I just speak.
Yeah, and it's honestly one of it's like so simple when you just think about it, like setting up a space. But yeah, it's actually one of the most complex things. I've messed it up so many times myself, and completely understand. And yeah, like I said, hopefully they make it a little bit more efficient in the near future because man, Twitter is growing fast and it needs that upgrade. It's long overdue.
Of course.
There we go. We got Shiv and I and you. I think good to go. I'll approve some others as they request one by one.
Awesome. All right, Shib, do you want to continue your story?
Yeah, kind of let me go ahead and kind of start over. So in the previous, you asked me how I came up with Shibtoshi. So as I was saying, I'm a day one Shiba Inu whale. August 1st, I started dollar cost averaging into my $8,000 position. I rode that position all the way up to the top, 5.7 billion and some change, and I've ridden it down to where we are currently. I've never sold or taken any profit from that. But essentially, because I'm a SHIB whale, we took the first part of SHIB, and then Ryoshi, who's somebody that I really admire, obviously because of SHIB. We kind of took the back half of that and came up with Shibtoshi. So that's kind of where the name kind of came from.
That's amazing. I mean, you got quite a bit of balls to just, hop into something and just hodl, especially just like a random meme coin. You know what I mean? You must have an eye for something.
Uh, Actually, the story on that is I have a good friend of mine who was actually a stock investor that one day he was just kind of talking about his 30% return on his stock investments, and I was kind of poking some fun at him, telling him, 30% gains in a year isn't anything to really,
Yeah.
be super excited about. So I started exposing him to crypto, and several months later, he actually brought me Shiba Inu. Some of his friends had found it in a Discord and been talking about it. I decided to buy. I just thought it would be funny if I bought in a bigger position than all seven of my other friends. There was eight of us originally, myself included, and that's kind of the story on that. I dollar cost averaged into that. Anybody that's seen the text messages that I've posted in my Telegram of the day of my purchase, August 1st, I was texting one of my other buddies, telling him to give me some chart support on SHIB. Anybody that was around for that, SHIB launched at a relatively low market cap, shot up to about $1 million, and then essentially hit the dirt and traded, you know, upside down for some time before it actually started catching on. But you know, obviously there was no way that I, had any inside information or predicted that, SHIB would do anything close to what it has done. It was just luck.
That's
Right place, right
crazy.
time. Yeah.
I really love that honesty because in this space I've met quite a bit of people. Some of them make a lot of money, right? And
Yeah.
none of them ever said that it was luck. So far, there were hardly anyone would say it was luck. They usually just say because they know something, right? So I
Yeah.
want to take this time to appreciate your honesty, and so then put people into perspective, knowing that it's not that we're gods or anything. It's just the right place and the right time, and we create our own luck in a way.
Yeah, I was actually just about to say that I truly believe that we create our own luck, so you take initiative, you take a chance. Sometimes it pays off. I've lost money in the market. It's not like I have 100% win rate,
Mm,
on anything I invest in. But it is luck and belief. For me, I really like the strength of the community as we started gaining momentum in Shiba Inu, and it was something that I felt like, I could be a part of a bigger picture. And, when it came time, some of my original friends, obviously, they sold for a loss. Some of them sold for some profit. Some of them held for over that year and made massive gains. And, when it came time in their eyes to start pulling profit, I was obviously a little nervous about them ripping out some money, how it would affect the chart action and whether we'd recover or not. But ultimately, I decided to just dig in and hold. and weather it. And I don't have any regrets on it. I have a relatively big portfolio. I hold a lot of Bitcoin myself. I've been in crypto since 2011, Bitcoin being my first investment. So, if I was
Mm.
to lose, obviously my Shiba profile portfolio, obviously I'd probably lose some sleep over it if it went to zero, but it wouldn't ruin me. So, and ultimately the way I look at
Yeah,
it
that was
is,
actually my next question. Sorry.
no, go ahead.
Yeah, that was actually, yeah, no, that was just my question. Like, how do you sleep, right? Having that kind of portfolio that you know that you were in the billions, and then you just kind of held it and no, not giving a fuck. Like, how do you do it?
Shiptoshi has ice in his veins. I mean, I thought about that answer to that question so many times. It is mind-boggling to most
Yeah.
people, including myself, for sure. I mean, to be able to hold through that entire journey of Sheep's, where it is now to where it was at all time high and still be holding. I mean, that's crazy, and it's also epic and inspiring because it shows you um, diamond handing can actually pay off. But yeah, there is an element of luck to it. But if you stay in this game long enough and stay persistent, you're bound to find your diamond in the rough. It's definitely a rough patch right now, but man, like it's such a crazy story for those just tuning in. Um, Shitoshi he's basically for a long time was the number one Shiba whale and holds his bag
Mm.
still. I mean, and if you're part of Eunice's audience, we're going to dive into Shitoshi's personal project here a bit more, SquidGrow, and get into all the nitty gritty there. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's a story that's spreading pretty quickly because I remember when I met Shitoshi, maybe there was like 500 followers on his Twitter, and it's ballooned up already. People are finding out he is who he says he is. Obviously, when you are when you've got a portfolio that size, you start to have to keep in mind your security. No different than if you're Elon or CZ at that point, because that's just the reality of being your own bank, basically. So, um, you know, people doubted him at first, but the lore is spreading and the trust is building. It's pretty exciting at SquidGrow because you don't get to have Satoshi. You don't do all the things he's doing for us, and we'll dive into those now. But yeah, welcome to all listeners from Eunice that are tuning in. I think you guys will enjoy hearing this story.
Yeah, I'm actually quite inspired to know more because as he was sharing his story, I can tell that he's actually coming from a place that is quite grounded. And I don't know, along the way he said that, just held it through. It's kind of like a character building experience. So eventually you have that experience, holding it from 8,000 to the billions and up then the low. And the next project that you're gonna get into or you're gonna be creating will be similar because you know the experience. And I think that would inspire a lot of people who follow what you do to do something similar. So
Yeah, I would agree.
that's
I
inspiring.
would agree with that. And I'll kind of just touch base on this quick, and we can get into more in detail if wanted. But obviously, I'm loosely basing my project on what Shib did, and I'm putting strong emphasis on my community. We launched in a bear market that was by design, and my goal with that was to launch, build a strong core foundation of community following, and take the time in this bear market to build our following and our utilities. So that's exactly what we're doing, in this market, whether red or green, charts up or down, we're just building our utilities out. So when the bull run comes back, we've weathered this bear market. We have a strong community foundation and following, and we have utilities. Development on my project is kind of a bit different than others because our marketing is funded by me personally out of pocket. We're not dependent on volume on the chart, rewards from tax, so on and so forth. We currently have a 4% buy tax, 12% sell tax, and all of that tax goes into our liquidity. None of it's going towards marketing. So that's kind of a little uh, sets us apart from other projects. Whether we have zero volume or we have hundreds of millions in volume, we're still going to be developing at the same pace. So, I mean, that's something that kind of, gives us something that's a little unique, in my opinion.
Yeah, I really love that. Every time when I come across projects, because I got a VC myself, so with that, when I see a founder is funding their own project, that to me is a sign that they are here for the long term. So that's great. Like that's just confidence building for the community too. But yeah, so tell me a little bit about SquidGrow. So what is it?
So SquidGrow is a meme token, but obviously we launched in the meme token category. But it's my goal to break that meme token constraint that a lot of projects face. We're going to be a meme token with very strong utilities. Although we started out as a meme, I think we're going to be, a top contender in the crypto space overall at some point in time, with our goals and our ambition and the money that's backing us. The utilities that we are building out, I think are going to, make us stand apart. And I'm pretty sure some of the other meme projects in the space aren't going to have what we have. So, we're definitely trying to break that little mold and conception of, meme tokens in general. So I'd say, we're a utility token. We are developing, strong utilities that can benefit the community and our holders. And, it's just been, a beautiful experience. So, that's kind of what we're working towards. But the how SquidGrow kind of came into play was, actually one of my buddies on here, the Huntsman, is one of my best friends, and I actually believe I got him involved in his first rug. Him and one of my other friends, we all invested into one particular project, and Huntsman and I were battling for top wallet, going back and forth, and we got rugged. And I believe, a couple rugs after that, we started talking about, my friend started bringing to me, well, why don't you, launch your own token? And so I thought it over and started looking into Solidity. I took some classes on Solidity coding and didn't really understand it. Kind of put it on the back burner. Some of my other friends got involved in scams, so I started thinking it over some more, and it was around this time that I met my CFO, RW, in a whale room, and we just kind of started talking about the issues in this space with the scams and the bad devs, and kind of just everything aligned. I had the SquidGrow contract created in November of 21 when I initially planned to launch it, but unfortunately, I discovered that there was another token out there that shared the Squid name, so I kind of shelved it. And talking to Arda, we just kind of decided that we were gonna, go with one of the contracts that I already had ready to go, and we just saddled up and launched the token on a stealth. Initial market cap was 35K with, I believe, 12 BNB in liquidity, and we've not looked back since.
Yeah, like you kept talking about the utility. Can you tell me what utility you have for
Yeah,
SquidGrow?
Well, that's a long one. So before we get into that, I think it's important to make a preface here that we've been building for the last 7 months since inception. We did a crazy marketing storm when we came out, but it's been build mode since then for us, and we've been teasing a lot of things that are all very close to dropping. And as we get into this, you'll see that we actually have kind of a small little ecosystem that we're going to bring into fruition. So there's a lot of things we can dive into there, but I guess we'll just take it one by one and just stop us at any point if we get too much on a rant.
so starting out, and I'll kind of start from the beginning. So rolling out, when we went live, we rolled out our staking contracts. So we have token staking and we have liquidity staking. And currently on those staking contracts for native
Mm.
coin staking, we are offering 20% APY. It is a variable APY, so that it is subject to go up or go down depending on how many people are utilizing the contract. But currently we have about 49% of our total supply in our staking contracts. In addition to that, we have liquidity staking, and we're roughly around 100% APR right now with our liquidity staking. So moving on from there, um, the next thing that we kind of rolled out was our own swap. So SquidGrow has its own swap. You can find it on our website. It's a D app. You can buy our token or buy any other variation of tokens that you want, BNB, USDC. I mean, we have all kinds of tokens listed on that swap. So after that, we partnered with Mike S. Miller from DC Comics, Marvel, and Game of Thrones. He's a really notable figure in this
Wow,
space.
that's
Yeah,
insane.
yeah. So, just by chance in my circles, came across Mike Miller around the time that I was looking for an NFT artist and started talking to him, and we decided we were going to work together. So he banged out our
Yeah,
10,000.
I think I
uh
saw the music video. It's hilarious.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was one of our community members that put that out. Um so, we struck a partnership. He rolled out our 10,000 NFT collection. Within that collection of 10,000 pieces, 5,000 will be on the BSC network, 5,000 will be on the Ethereum network. And out of the 10,000, we have 100 ultra rare NFTs,
Mm.
which are very similar to
Yeah,
my
so
PFP that I
I've
have on
heard that you
Twitter.
guys are bridging to Ethereum, right?
Yeah, yes, we are. So the reason why we're splitting up the NFTs like that is in anticipation of our NFT bridge, which I'll speak on in a moment. But within our NFT collection, we have 100 ultra rare NFTs similar to my PFP, and those NFTs are holding a Polaroid picture of another NFT, and we are giving out uh, mutant apes, kennel club, doodles, goblins, metaverse land. We just have a wide variety of different NFTs we're getting out. I personally handpicked all these NFTs, spent at the time just under $300,000 in NFTs to give out to the community. So if anybody mints our NFTs and they're lucky enough to get one of the ultra rares, they will gain ownership of both of those. Um, following
Wow.
following our NFTs, we're also developing our own NFT marketplace. It will be a neutral name. It's not going to be called SquidGrow Marketplace or anything like that. We wanted to make it really neutral, so it's a little more welcoming to other projects that might be interested in listing on our marketplace. And because you know how it is in the space, a lot of crypto investors get really territorial over projects and might be less inclined to give business to another project if it is solely named, Squid Grow Marketplace. So
Yeah, that's
we
true.
took that into consideration. We are not publicly giving the name currently, but we have picked a name and it is a neutral name. Um, and going on from there, since September, we have been developing our Ethereum bridge in anticipation of bridging to the Ethereum chain, which we are very close to delivering on now. We are in essentially the final preparation of offering out our initial liquidity offering, which we are offering to everybody. We will be doing whitelist spots, but those are more so for promotions. The benefit of obtaining a whitelist is it just gives you a small time window to get into the initial liquidity offering before it's open to public. And then, depending on how that does, we may or may not go to a launch pad. And our final step is we will be offering the ability to all of our BSC holders to trade in BSC token for Ethereum token. And we are giving percentage bonuses on both the initial liquidity offering and the BSC trade in. So, you'll be able to essentially trade in, $10,000 in BSC token, and on the Ethereum chain, you will have a higher balance of tokens over there, higher dollar amount. Um, and stop me. I don't
Kevin,
want to get going too quick on it. So
real quick on a point on that, just for those listening that are hearing us for the first time, this does not mean we're migrating off of BSC onto ETH. It just means we're expanding to another supply on ETH. So we're going to add that. So you'll be able to buy SquidGrow on both BSC and ETH, or our 11 exchanges that we're also listed on currently. And actually, XT just
yeah,
listed
we're
us today
12.
for free. They did that out of nowhere. Speaking of exchanges,
Yeah, we're actually on 12, I believe now.
yeah,
What do you mean? 12 of what?
centralized exchanges.
Yep.
So yeah, so we went on a
Yes,
tear when we
yes, I
first came
actually
out.
saw that. You guys went crazy. I was like that was crazy. Like, 'cause you guys probably just have like a couple of days of pumping, and I was looking at your chart, right? And then you guys were listed in so many exchanges. at one
I
go.
want to hear. I want to hear your TA on this at some point in this AMA because I've been following
Yes,
you for a long time for your technical analysis, and I always look at your calls because it's impossible to see all the altcoins as one trader. So you're actually one of the main altcoin people I've been following for a while. So I'd love to hear your take on our chart at the end of this as well.
I'm gonna post it now at the comment section. I actually prepared for the chart before you even say you want to see it.
Oh,
So I'm
awesome.
gonna post it now. SG, right? That's the hashtag
Homework.
for you guys, correct? Is it
So we
SG or
are
SGE?
no, so we're actually just the ticker, which is unique for us, is actually the full name SquidGrow. It's and the best place to see it for TA is definitely going to be PancakeSwap if you're looking on TradingView because the exchanges that we're listed on obviously came a bit after the fact, so you're going to have less data to work with.
Yeah, because I got the chart of TradingView on Gate.io. So what ticker would that be?
Gate.io would actually be the full name, so SquidGrow would be on there.
Okay, cool. Let me just tag that now. SquidGrow.
Hey Dane,
Yeah,
Yo.
so
Dane,
on that,
real
go ahead.
quick, will you approve RW? I see that he's on here.
Yeah, it's for some reason it's not popping up. I've sent him 2 invites, so maybe just request to speak one more time, Ardub, or leave and rejoin because I'm not seeing it here.
I'm not seeing it here.
Yeah, is just leave and come back, Ardub, if you've requested because I can't. I don't see an option, and neither does Eunice. Um, So, yeah, but it's been pretty cool. On that note, I'll just speak on the exchanges while you're doing that. So, when we came out of the gate, we actually had a little bit of trouble getting onto CMC because obviously there was another token called Squid Game about a year and a half ago that actually was a scam, and that's not us. But because of
Oh, I
that, it set
remember
off a
that
lot of.
one. Is that the one that the guy did the video and then he was saying this like $1 trillion and next minute it was like plummet down like the longest
Yep,
plunge
Yeah,
you've
it was a
ever
honeypot.
seen.
that's the
It
one.
was a big
Yep,
honeypot.
that was the one.
That was so funny. I'll never
Yes.
forget that.
So just because we had squid on our name, everybody got scared of us. So when we first started, we actually had trouble getting on CMC, and it took us about a month to get on CMC because there were so many flagged. There's basically like a banned word at that point, like a blacklisted word because of what had happened. And Certic was freaked out about it. Everybody. So we actually listed on Bitmart and VKEX before we even got on CoinMarketCap. And then as soon as we got on CoinMarketCap, people saw that we were not a scam, and that they got over their fear. And we went on a rampage and basically got on like 9 more exchanges in the course of about a 2 month period. Gate.io being the biggest of them, but also some more reputable ones like BitTrue, Ascendex, Mexi, that are I really like those. Bitmart, there's some pretty good ones in there. And speaking to exchanges, we actually just got listed for free because by Hotbit and by XT in the past 48 hours, simply because of our momentum right now and the amount of volume that we're getting. I think everybody's kind of trying to get a piece of it.
Yes, exactly. Um, Sorry, I was just gonna look for the PooCoin chart because it looks pretty similar to what I just posted on a comment section if anyone wants to see. So on the comment section here, I posted the SquidGrow chart from Gate.io.
Let's see.
So, mm-hmm.
Uh, Yeah, that's us. That's from Gate, I think, but it's missing our big giant run up to where we actually hit about 52 million on our initial run up, which was in what was that, early September? Someone correct
Yeah,
me there.
I can see that. I can see that. So let me get the chart up. I just,
Yeah,
because on my phone it's a bit hard to do it.
Eunice, I sent you our PooCoin chart, just so you have it in DMs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we love TA. Rdub, I see you got on here. Rdub's a TA master himself. He's been futures trading over the past several months and dominating it. And I've been following along Rdub and always going back and forth with him, bantering every day about the market and switching the mindset for shorting for the most part and some of the bigger altcoins. But obviously, the past few days, these longs and even continuation bets have been pretty epic.
Correct.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. So thanks for having us on, Eunice. Sorry I'm a bit late. It's extremely early here in Australia, so I've literally just got up. But yeah, you're right, Dan. It's been a pretty interesting week over the last week, especially with Bitcoin. Hey, and even waking up this morning, it's even much further than I expected it would be again.
Yes, I
Oh yeah.
know. Like like in Christmas Day, I bought this coin AJAX. I don't even know what I'm buying, right? Because I don't look at fundamentals that much when it comes to trading, especially at this time. And it's just been going. It's crazy. And so are you guys. And I wish that I knew you guys earlier, so I would have been able to, you know, get on this run.
Well, we'll talk. We can get you on board, eh? We can find a way. But yeah, it's you're actually right. Like when it comes to trading and charts, like technical analysis is king in the altcoin space, especially if you get into bigger blue chips. But that's what's so crazy about because we do fit the bill for meme coins is the fundamentals, because we're lower cap tokens and most of the things people trade. The fundamentals can have such a huge impact. So hearing Shibtoshi's plans and story, it really gives people an idea of the direction of where our project's going. And then, you can combine that with the technicals, which I think are pretty beautiful in our chart right now. And, it's once we get on ETH too, you throw that in there. I think it's pretty fair to say that it's primed for a breakout. I'm not going to say where to because no one really knows that, but we've already started breaking out. And in fact, we started breaking out prior to this Bitcoin rally. We were actually doing it when we were still sitting around the 16 region. And before anybody else really was. Some of our community members have joked that we actually started the bull run, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah, can you explain to me why you're gonna go from BSC, not to go from BSC, you're gonna be keeping BSC, but you're adding ETH network as well?
Yeah, let me handle that one, Dane. So, when we launched SquidGrow, there was a kind of talks about what network we were going to launch on. Some of us wanted to go with ETH, some of us wanted to go on BSC. Obviously, I'm away on the east side. I have a lot of support over there. But knowing the Ethereum whales, they are less inclined to just ape blindly into a project. Um, so what we decided to do was launch on the BSC network. BSC is, more so for, people that are a little newer to crypto. The gas fees are a little less intimidating than the Ethereum fees. So we
Mm-hmm.
decided to launch on BSC and gain a reputation on this chain and, do some exchange listings and, build a foundation before we decided to bridge over to the Ethereum chain. So we've been out now about 6 months or so, and building our reputation as a project and as a team, and obviously growing our following. And I think that's going to massively help us when we bridge over to the Ethereum chain and start offering that in addition to our BSC. It was kind of a strategic thing. And also the benefit to that is, as Dane was saying in the previous AMA that we were on, I believe yesterday, um, BSC has been under fire lately, and if anything was to ever happen with the BSC network, my holders now have the ability to bridge to the Ethereum chain, where it might be a little more stable over there. It gives everybody also the ability that have been intimidated by buying into the Ethereum chain. You can become an Ethereum crypto holder relatively easy just utilizing our bridge. You can essentially just bridge your tokens over and they come back to your wallet that they originated from, and boom, now you have a crypto on the Ethereum chain. And I think a lot of our BSC holders that have never dealt with Ethereum before will start dabbling in the Ethereum chain and kind of seeing what it's like over there. Yeah, so that was kind of our mindsets on one of the reasonings of why we decided to bridge to Ethereum. Dane, you're welcome to take it from there.
You pretty much nailed it, man. I mean, Shiba is a ETH dominant token, right? So it is Shibtoshi's stomping ground. So we're sort of going home here, in a way. And it's there's a lot of purists out there, and so people just won't come onto BSC from ETH and vice versa because the gas fees. They don't like that. They don't trust Vitalik.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know,
I'm one
people.
of them.
Yeah, people dig in. Oh, you don't like ETH. Or you don't like BSC.
I love BSC. I don't like ETH.
Likewise, I'm one of those too. I I got wrecked on ETH more than I've made money, and I've had a lot more success on BSC than I've had on ETH. But I
Hey
think that
guys. Hey, ISO here, Blockchain
Yay.
Brothers, man. Hello. I just wanted to chime in. I heard you guys talking smack about Ethereum. I love Ethereum, to be honest. I love both chains, and I think, space is changing every day, and we're seeing a lot of people nowadays, in the past like 2-3 months, shifting from BSC to Ethereum. A lot of projects that used to launch, a lot of developers that used to launch on Binance Smart Chain are launching on Ethereum because the gas fees are becoming more affordable. Let's keep it that way. Like, more affordable. It's not cheap, but more affordable. So yeah, I'm bullish. I'm still bullish on Ethereum and on the Ethereum thing, chain, and I think it's a great move to have both options. It's a flex,
You're right.
basically.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You need
So I'm a
you
big
can't just be
fan.
in one.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like both space, and you have to dabble into everything else. We can't just stack. Just have one. You're gonna have everything. I agree.
Yeah.
I have to start
Yeah,
doing the same thing.
yeah, and in addition to that, the way that we developed our bridge, obviously we're bridging to Ethereum first, but we can bridge to any network we choose. Once our bridge goes live, there's just some slight changes that have to be done within the bridge code, and we can bridge to any network we choose. So I mean, you might find SquidGrow, several months down the road on multiple chains. If we decide to do that, and if we believe that's in our community's benefit. So it's kind of really a doorway. Obviously, we're stepping onto Ethereum first, and if we choose to open up to other networks, we have the ability to do so now because the way that I had my bridge developed. So, I think it's a very positive thing for everybody in my community, and there's a lot of potential there. We can tap into a lot of different chains. It could be, really, really beautiful. And in addition to that, there are centralized exchanges that will not list BSC tokens. So now that we're coming to Ethereum, now we have the ability to list on those different exchanges as well, because now we're also an Ethereum token. So, it's definitely a doorway, I think, and it's definitely for the best.
Yeah, I just want to hop in just to kind of like doing like a break thing with the listeners. Thanks for coming here, right? So if you guys just stayed on, in between I might chuck in a couple of alphas that I could see on my chart, which I haven't posted anywhere yet. So if you guys just continue listening, I'm gonna drop some alphas. And you guys will be the first people to benefit maybe for the next pop. Because if you could look at my timeline for the past week, majority of the AI names that I got in, I would say 9 and 8 out of 10 just been going up, right? So thanks. Just stay tuned. You will get the alphas.
awesome. Yeah, I actually had some success on Ocean and RLC recently myself with the AI tokens. It's definitely the hot topic. It's almost like Web3 and Meta had their turn, and now it's AI time. And I still think it's not played out even close to where it will go, especially if ChatGPT ends up getting some big deal or something like that. Man, it's going to explode just other things by default.
Yeah. So back to you guys, right? So can you tell me a little bit about what's your current marketing plan?
I will. I'll let Dane touch on this, as Dane is my CMO. He is a member of the Blockchain Brothers. I believe ISO was just on earlier speaking, so I'll let Dane handle it.
Sure, guys. Yeah, so that's an extreme question for us because, in our space, marketing is a key thing. But what we've done in the past 6 months is we've figured out how to weaponize our community to essentially do the marketing that we need. And that's by the power of their presence in general. Just even now in this AMA, I can see at least probably 100 SquidGrow members here hanging out, listening to our story for the 20th time, just because they're that dedicated to their bags and they want to help spread the message. And our presence is being seen all over crypto Twitter because of the army that we have behind us. So essentially anything we do, whether it's an AMA, a PR article, an exchange, anything is amplified exponentially because of them. There's no secret, powerful marketing move, in my opinion, that can do, some giant moon for any project in this type of market condition. Rather, it's the collective voices of smart money investors coming together that amplify things. And so, when we do AMAs, simple, maybe influencer posts and things like that, they're getting so much more steam behind them. And that's a testament to our community, which we've grown in this tough market condition. And that's extremely hard to do because people are not loyal to certain projects typically, especially in where we are now, right? There's so many other things. It's pump and dumps, there's altcoins you can swing, there's futures trades, margin trades you can do. And so to have a community that just stays dedicated to our vision and spreads the word, it's awesome. And I would have to say that the number one marketing that we're doing is through them. Now, when it comes to actual things that we're going to do, as I mentioned, we'll use a combination of PR, exchanges, influencers, AMAs. We'll spread the word manually. We'll tell our friends one by one and show like crazy. But I think the thing that keeps the marketing on point, besides the community, is the sense of anticipation for the big utilities that we have coming. As Shibtoshi said, we've got the NFTs, the exchange, the bridge, and more, and all the utilities behind those. And each individual one of those utilities, I believe, has the power to make any project our size go crazy. So we've got a whole host of things to look forward to, and that sense of anticipation combined with the community that we've built is essentially our marketing secret weapon. And so we really don't have to do that much from a spending standpoint to grow right now. And it's really cool. But of course, when things change, and the market gets even more bullish than now, we'll amp up the output from our end to make it grow even faster. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the most part. Shib, did I miss anything?
I think you missed one thing, Dane.
Yes, tell me.
That's the guy next to you. It's like Satoshi. I think Shib is like, to me personally, working with so many projects is having a project leader, like a real kick-ass leader is marketing itself, man. And I'm not talking about money or value or anything, but if you have a hero in the project in the form of Satoshi that we have right now, I think that's marketing itself, right?
So that's a huge point, and you reminded me. Shibtoshi has actually been featured in the top 100 most influential people in crypto multiple times in a couple different articles that we'll drop in the comment section. So that's exactly it. So he is our X factor. There's no denying that. When the project first started, mostly people were rallying behind him. And if you look at the most successful projects in the space throughout crypto's timeline, you're always going to see a strong leader at the top of the best projects, from CZ to Vitalik to Ryoshi for Sheeb, which Satoshi was the number one whale in. These projects, and you can go on and on. Charles Hoskinson, right? Justin Wu. They always have a strong leader.
Dane, what was the most successful trade in crypto history?
Yeah, I mean, you're talking to the guy that pulled that off. When it comes to DeFi, I'm not sure about macro blue chips, but when it comes to DeFi, when it comes to DeFi, Satoshi's 8K, which was 5.7 billion at the all-time high for Sheep, is widely considered to be the most high-profile, successful crypto trade of the past cycle, and probably ever. So
agree.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, I want to actually point back to something you said, Dane, about you guys actually specifically chose to build and to launch this during the bear market because of a reason. Is because you guys want to focus on the community and building on something solid. So if I come from an unbiased approach point of view, I think that this is a really good indication to see how you guys have been, right, through the bear market. And so far, you guys been launching pretty well. So I just want to give it to you. That's really great. If you guys are doing well during the bear, and there's no brainer, you guys are going to do like double and triple well during the bull market in a few years when the halving comes.
Oh yeah, and we're getting close. It's we've been in the bear market now for like a year and a half. If you want to look at the top to the bottom. So, maybe we're in the boring depression sideways phase now, but it sure doesn't feel like it because when you have your nose deep in it, like a lot of traders such as yourself or DeFi investors like most of our community here, when you have you have the skin in the game like that, it's like someone telling you that Tesla's dead because the stock went down. It's like, well, I see lots of Tesla still. It's like, oh, well, Amazon's dead. Stock went down. People are still shipping stuff to their house, are they not? It's like same with crypto. It's still thriving, and there are diamonds in the rough in this brutal market all over the place. You just have to keep looking and stay persistent. And I definitely believe that we have one of those to a T here. And again, throwing back to what ISO said, I don't think any of that would have come into fruition without the strong leadership of Shibtoshi. It's what makes us unique here. Being a token that doesn't depend on volume to carry out their marketing, as you mentioned, is another one of our flexes that I think makes us a powerhouse. Many other tokens in this space right now, because of the lack of volume they're getting, just simply don't have the budget or finances to make marketing moves happen. However, we kind of have the freedom to do what we want as we please when we want, and that makes us very unique. And I think a lot of people are rallying behind that alone.
Exactly. Like a lot of projects, they just start without reputation, they start without money. But you guys are the total opposite. You got money and you got reputation. Come on. This is a no-brainer. I'm about to jump into the chart, right? So if you guys want to have a look, it's at the comment section. So let's do a bit of TA. That's coming from my perspective. Let's have a look. So I'm looking at the trading view chart, and the recent pump was how many days? It was like 2 weeks ago. And if you can see my green line, obviously you guys are jumping way above support, which means like there's still more room to grow, to more legs, sorry. So we're on 21.95 at the moment, as you can see from that chart. And I could see that if we're doing fractals from the low and to the current one, I would say that potentially you can still go up to more than 30. What's that? Is that 30 cents?
Are you looking at market cap or price?
No, the price on the chart itself. I'm just trying to explain the chart.
Oh yeah. We're so used to talking in market cap in the meme coin space because the prices are obviously kind of funny to look at and that count to zeros and whatnot. But yeah, you could say the next number up in that decimal point from the 2.4 would be 3. Right, we'll just call it 3, if that's what you're looking at. 30.
Yeah, that's so confusing on that because this is the screenshot chart that I just screenshot pulled up there. So I'm just trying to explain through that. Yeah, 3. So that will be more like if the market holds up, that's where we're gonna go.
Oh, I think I can see that too. Yeah, DeFi projects typically look at market cap. Look, I would say probably 90% of us just stare at the market cap most of the time in the chats because it's much easier just to see where that's at. And our circulating supply, speaking to that, it stays the same. We don't do any burns because we actually have really good uses for our tokens and have very solid tokenomics to where we don't need to do anything weird by burning tokens to make our project grow. So that's worth pointing out. And then because of that, our market cap, is going to stay consistent. So, and another point to that side note is that the tax that we have, that's something unique to DeFi that you may not be too familiar with if you're used to trading on exchanges, mostly to people listening here. But one of the things that makes project grow is liquidity. You have to have good solid liquidity because how can people take profits if you don't, right? And so all the taxes that we have actually go straight to liquidity. None of it gets spent on marketing or anything like that. The dev never sells tokens. It's all just feeding back into that liquidity pool, which gets stronger and stronger over time and allows us to keep putting in higher floors. In theory, assuming the market gives us this nice opening, it makes it really easy. But it's worth pointing out. And I think
Yeah, we've put a strong emphasis on liquidity building, since the day of launch. I never want my investors to find themselves in the same situation as some of my friends have with Shiba Inu, where the liquidity to market cap ratio is relatively poor. So we have a strong emphasis on that. I believe our market cap to liquidity ratio currently is around 4%. Last time I looked. So we're definitely strong on liquidity. Before our recent run up, we were around 8% to market cap liquidity ratio, but we started moving on an upward trend so quick that the liquidity wasn't able to keep up.
That's right. Shout out to Bitcoin, by the way. Almost testing 20K as we speak. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's so good. You know what? Really on it, like, to be chatting with you guys. This is pretty awesome. I'm actually very excited for this meme coin because I'm not into memes myself. But knowing who you guys are, having to speak with you and the mindset and the background resources that you have, yeah, I'm actually considering accumulating.
Yeah. So talking about accumulation, there was another utility that I don't believe we have touched on yet, and I did want to get into that. So one of the other things that we are currently developing is our own exchange. So we are developing SGX. It will be our exchange. It will be a decentralized perpetual exchange, so you will be able to trade futures on there. But side note, the back half of SGX Exchange is coded to be a fully operational, centralized or decentralized exchange. But before we roll that out, we are working towards obtaining our exchange licensing. So obviously we can't come out with a fully functional exchange until we have a license to do so. But when SGX debuts, it will be a perpetual exchange. You'll be able to trade, short, long, Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, Ethereum, whatever you choose to. We will have a wide variety of different exchanges. And you might ask yourself, well, how is this going to benefit our community? Well, how it benefits our community is the profits generated on the exchange. Percentages of those profits will go directly into my charts on both BSC and Ethereum. And if we end up on another network, it will also go to that network's chart as well. We will split the profits up onto the chart in the form of a buy and also into liquidity. So it's kind of a double whammy. We'll be building liquidity and also market cap at the same time, with profits generated from this exchange. So I'm definitely pretty excited about that and what it can do for my community.
That's amazing. So,
Eunice, do you ever trade? Do you do mostly spot trading, or do you do futures trading and perpetuals a lot?
yeah, I look, I I have my story with spot and futures. So I started off with spot, right? So majority of the time when you saw me the past few years, or a year, sorry, when I was posting my charts or spot, only recently my very first futures is because I wanted to short, right? I shorted FTT. That was my first short. So
Oh man,
yeah, so this
You
is how
killed
recent.
that. You killed that.
That was real fun. Like it was so fun. And that's how I got into futures. If not, I wouldn't have gotten into any of these things.
Yeah, I wish I would have held my FTT short a little longer. I bailed out around the $17 mark. I wish I would have wrote it down further.
dude, I
Yeah.
got
That's
liquidated.
okay.
I got
That's
liquidated when
okay.
CZ pretended to buy it, and it went up to like 400 BNB. And because everybody thought he was acquiring FTX, I woke up and I was like, "What the hell, dude? My short's dead." But just CZ
Yeah,
rescued.
it's not always fun, I can attest to that. I definitely lose a lot of money playing futures, but it is fun and entertaining, in the process, and it's always a plus when you profit substantially on it. So
Yeah, and
I'm very against, the whole idea of borrowing money, right? Because I feel like if I do the 2x, the 20x, that's like borrowing a lot, right? So
mhm.
I'm very responsible. It's maximum 2x when I do anything like this.
Yeah, I'm a 25 to 75x trader myself. I go
oh
high
man,
I go
Of
high
course,
high risk, high reward.
of
It's
course.
been good to me, sometimes, but I definitely got torn up in the market drop around the time FTT the drama with FTT happened. I got wrecked, but before that I had a nice short going from 21,383 and I pulled profit at 19,900. Wish I would have wrote it down a little further, But then I tried to go up with it and immediately got liquidated. I didn't think my trade went through, so I opened up another $75,000 long and got liquidated on that. Then I went down with it on a short and it pumped up, which liquidated me. It was just a bad day for me. I lost a lot of money that day.
Oh, shoot, Toshi, this is a thing, right? Like, I think we all got this mindset. Like, sometimes in the past, when I win something, I think I can just keep going. But we always have to remind ourselves, like, your luck will actually run out sometimes.
Oh,
So
for sure.
we need to be reminded that because when
Oh,
we're overly bullish, that's the
yep.
time when we're about to go down.
You got to
Yeah.
book profit. That's the thing. Like it's so easy to moon boy either direction, and on top of that, I always say futures is like the degen casino because you're taking a market that's already incredibly volatile, and then you're adding futures on top of it. And when you do
Nah,
that,
the end of the day, anything futures about is better than a casino. Like, don't compare a
well,
casino.
here's
Casino
my
is all
point.
about the vibe and the experience, right? But end of the day, you will always lose to the casino. With futures, you still have a chance, right?
Yeah, and you can always do a technical chart analysis as well. Normally in Bitcoin, the chart seems to repeat itself. Obviously, this year would be kind of the exception. It's done some pretty gnarly things with the black swans that we've had, but for the most part, it's pretty predictable on whether it's going up or down. Um, I think last week in my VC, somebody asked me what I thought Bitcoin would do, and I thought it was going to go up to 17.6, and obviously it's way surpassed that. But if anybody did a long based on that prediction or any other prediction of the market, they'd be killing it right now. I unfortunately, right before the pump, I was in a long. I switched it to a short and got liquidated. So, I mean, sometimes I don't take my own advice, but it's definitely fun, and I do believe that you have better opportunity playing the futures game than going to the casino.
Oh, no doubt.
The house always wins. The
The,
casino.
the point I was going to make was that when you go to the casino and you have a good night and you walk away with money, you don't bring that money back to the casino if you're smart in the form of cash because you'll do
Yep.
something stupid. And that's the thing with futures that gets people in trouble, I think, is because they will they'll make a big game, they'll make a big game, they'll make a big game, and then they think they're king, and then all of a sudden they'll ape all of that and wake up one day and it's gone. So it's like
Yeah, exactly.
that's where people get in trouble.
You
If you're
know what?
responsible, you can kill it in that game.
Yeah, when I had that big loss on Bitcoin, when it dipped down, I was chasing, and I know better than to chase my losses, but I did it anyway, and I thought I had a read on the market, and I was completely wrong. And as a result, my Mexi trading account was so ugly upside down, I walked away from it completely, and I'm currently trading on Bybit. So I knew I would never recoup my losses on that exchange on Mexi anytime soon. So I would always see that ugly red number. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just cut my loss and move on to another exchange.
Wow,
Hey, real quick.
that's cool, man. Thanks for admitting that you're wrong. Like that word hardly comes out from a guy's mouth. That's my experience. They never admit they're wrong. Never.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely not a perfect trader by any means. I have been extremely lucky, um, but I definitely have my missteps here and there, and you learn from them. Or you should learn from them. I don't particularly. I just continue to trade at high leverage, even though I know better. But it's fun, and
Wait,
I enjoy doing it.
you've been lucky? Though you've
Oh
been
yeah.
lucky? Oh, I think so. I think you've been pretty lucky.
Hey guys,
What I
everybody,
brag on say.
this is Evergrow Paul. He's a buddy of mine. We talk pretty often. I'm trying to actually get him into trading futures as well. Very very solid guy.
He's gonna make me lose all my money. Getting in
No,
there.
no, no, no. Just whatever advice I give you, do the opposite, and you'll be golden.
I love that. I was about to say shit, like because now you got SquidGrow. Like I want to be part of this. So can you like stop doing all this crazy shit so that you can retain some of your luck and we can continue
Oh,
going? You know what I mean?
well, I seem when it comes to the project, obviously, I don't make reckless decisions. Every decision that we make, is for the community, and I do it through the eyes of an investor. So things that I don't personally like investing into projects you will never find in my project, such as uh, locking people's staking coins up in the staking contract. There will never be any locking period on my staking contracts. I feel that.
Oh, should be there.
Your mic is muted, man.
I think you got
Yeah. Was that him or was that us?
Yeah, it was us. Should be there?
Can you hear me? Sorry about that. Yeah, my AirPod.
There he is.
What I was saying is we don't make reckless decisions when it comes to the project. Things that I don't personally like as an investor, you'll never find in my project. One example is locking periods on staking contracts. I have always believed that, if an investor, stakes their tokens in the contract, they should have access to that whenever they would like. So there is never going to be any locking periods on my contracts. You never know when, something comes up and you need to, pull profit from your investments. So who am I to, essentially tell my investments, you give me your tokens and they're locked for X amount of time. I think that's a bad taste. And that's just one example of, the way that I feel about, crypto projects that relates to mine. But every decision we make, we do it obviously with the community in mind. So to kind of go back to what you were saying, I definitely I'm not reckless when it comes to my project. Obviously there's a little chain that we have. We bounce ideas in different directions off the core team, and we make a decision together. And there's no decisions made behind anybody's back. We talk about it openly and move forward from there.
Yeah.
I wanted to say something, if it's okay.
No, go ahead.
I raised my hand because you were talking about liquidity, and that's what I was gonna bring myself to. Is if anyone out in the audience, and I just learned this a few months ago, if you want to really learn, when we're talking about the liquidity, the percentage to the market cap, you take the LP, you go on PooCoin, and they have probably the most, accurate liquidity under the BNB, or it's ETH. So you can take the liquidity, divide it by the market cap, and then multiply by 100. And if it's between 4 and 8%, that's extremely good. Obviously, the higher it is, the better it is. If you got liquidity that's 1% or 2%, it's probably not that good. So you want to be in that 4 to 8 range. Obviously, if you get into that 8 to 10 range, you're really solid. So take the LP, divide it by the market cap, and then multiply 100. A lot of people don't know exactly how to do that equation. I just learned a few months ago, and I found it to be very useful. If you find one with like a $120 million market cap and they only have 200 grand in their LP, that's not exactly very good, a very good project. It's off.
And if I can add a little salt on that one is please also check the holders and their percentage of the holdings, right? When you see, I'm not going to name any names, but we've seen projects in a couple of spaces we were involved that had like 10 wallets that have above 2% of the supply, right? And their liquidity ratio is like 2.5%, right? It means like if one guy sells half of his bag, the project is wrecked. Liquidity is gone. Like that's insane.
I always say liquidity is the lifeblood of the project. You nailed it, Evergo. It's something that it really should be the central focus as the project grows. That's one of the more unsettling things about meme coins, I think, for a lot of blue chip investors, is that meme coins move more violently than altcoins move. That's just a fact, and that's what makes them so attractive, is because they are able to capture, I think, the best of both worlds. Because meme coins, as they've evolved, have evolved to have some very strong utility that actually rivals and sometimes surpasses major blue chip altcoins. So you've got some strong foundationals, but then additionally, you're able to captivate an audience that otherwise wouldn't give a shit about, something that do with Web3 or some boring blockchain, right? So you're able to captivate the casuals essentially, and also get some technical traders, and then as well you capture the fundamental traders. So you're getting all three. And what typically happens with them is they just surge up so quickly that the liquidity ratio, as Paul mentioned, market cap to liquidity, right? That gets skewed, and as it gets skewed, somebody's in huge profit. And as soon as they pull that profit, because the liquidity is small compared to the market cap, it's going to just sever that price down to a really low level really fast. So
it's huge. It's those big lines that go way up and way down. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's kind of just how they move. But that's I guess what makes SquidGrow different is all our taxes go into liquidity. So that's strengthening as much as it's able to along our journey up, in hopes of being able to establish higher floors and hold those floors, rather than just have the crazy violent price actions that inevitably do come back down pretty much in the same fashion. So yeah, that's I think what separates the blue chips from meme tokens is that you just see these violent reactions to the market sometimes. And we don't have to name them, everybody saw it. Safe Moon, I guess, Floki was one of them. Shiba did it a little bit, Doge did it, and it really does boil down to liquidity. So again, all our tax goes to that, and I think that makes us very unique, and it's worth harping on a bit more.
I want to ask a question, and me and Shib talk a lot, but I don't know if we ever talked about this, and I want to maybe ask about your project, and I'm not going to bring out my own, but a lot of these, we have like an anti-whale system where you can only sell a certain percent at a time, in case someone has a big wallet. Do you think that's a good thing or bad thing in certain projects? Because, like you said, if someone has a big wallet, they can drain the whole LP. Yep. If you have an anti-whale system in there where they can only sell, 1.25% at a time, then the price will go down. So even they lose, they can't sell it all in, one shot. What do you think about that?
You're talking about Max TX, right?
Yeah, max transactions.
Yeah.
Paul,
yes.
As I was a very early holder in Evergrow, and I love everything about it. Actually, part of the name of my project is named after y'all's. I did always love the fact that you had a max whale, a max transaction amount, and it makes the rest of the investors a little more secure in the way that a whale can't just dump their max bag and kill the project. So I do find that very beneficial, for the community. In my particular project, we have max wallets and a max transaction amount. We did not limit how much could be sold, but we limited how much could be sold per transaction. So we took a slightly different approach to that. I believe yours is within a 24-hour period, or is it per transaction?
No, it's per transaction.
Okay,
but I mean,
yeah,
I don't want to talk about my project.
No, if it comes up in general discussion.
Yeah, I just want to know how you guys felt about it, because I know, especially meme coins, and it's
if I can
different.
chime in, just a little bit of critic here, right? So if somebody holds like 1% of the supply and the max transaction is like 0.2%, if he does 5 sells, right, after each other, so what's the difference?
Yeah, I would say that. I would echo that sentiment as well. I was a newbie whale whenever I first had my big bags and didn't understand slippage and getting wrecked by tax. So when I found out there was a max transaction per sell, instead of selling like 150K, I just did like 725Ks real quick and didn't really give a shit, So yeah, I guess it prevents somewhat, but it also can be abused too.
Well,
the benefit to that is it allows people to actually have a little more thinking time. Obviously, if you don't have a max transaction, you decide to dump your bag in one go, you just essentially max it out and you sell it. But with the transactions that we have on our projects, the max transaction, it would allow somebody to start the process of doing it, and they always have the ability to cease the sells if they want. I think it's a beneficial thing myself personally. But at the end of the day, if somebody's going to dump their whole bag, it's not going to deter them. They're just going to do multiple transactions.
Yeah. Well, then they're also not going to make the amount that they have in
Yep.
their thing right there. So let's say they have 6 trillion or whatever. So they sell, the max is a trillion, whatever percentage it's just let's just call it a trillion. The price will drop because of that first sell, and then that second sell they make right after that, the prices drop down 2%, 5%, whatever it is compared to the liquidity. Then by the time they get to that fifth sell, that sixth sell to empty their bag, they probably, they could have made another, 500,000, whatever, the price was at or whatever. So they're actually losing money if they sell back to back to back to back, unless they stretch it out over a long period of time and they believe in the project. So it's it's give
Agreed.
and take.
Yeah, because of the price impact that sell has, and that is, one of the reasons why we implemented that and our contract as well.
And I think it's good too, especially for projects, with the tax on it like that.
100%. I mean, that's my personal take on it as well. But Dane and ISO, I'd love to hear your 2 cents on it.
Yeah, I mean, no, I think you guys covered it. There's obviously all sorts of anti-whale stuff you can do to prevent dumping, but at the end of the day, if someone wants to dump, they're going to dump however they can, whether it's every 24 hours or whether it's every other transaction. The best support, I think the best protection against whales dumping, in my opinion, is to keep adding to that LP as we've discussed, and also to create a strong sense of belief that they're a part of something special. And it's I think that shared belief is what the successful meme tokens have always had, and the successful blockchains and blue chips have always had. When people believe they're in something early that's going to go to soaring heights, why are they going to sell for a 2x or a 5x or a 10x when there's a chance of them making life-changing wealth? And that's the culture and the belief that we've cultivated in a tough time. And I think as things pick up, that will only continue to grow. And what better protection against serious, crazy sells can you have than that, when you have people buying the dips every time people do sell, because it's fine. It's part of the process. To me, that's the important part is watch that liquidity and watch, what the project is doing in addition to the fundamentals of the chart.
Yeah. Another tip, since we were talking about PoolCoin earlier on, right? On PoolCoin, but on other coin trackers as well, you can basically see all your tokens, right? And often you will most likely see a lot of scam tokens in between. So one of the things, like a tool you can use on PoolCoin is very simple. You click on that token that you think, I have like 10K worth of, well, it's a scam tool. Just check out the liquidity. Like 99% of these dust tokens have really insanely low liquidity. I'm talking like 0.0001%. So when you see like a market cap of like 1 million, and then you look at the liquidity and it's like $300 there, then okay, this is bad. So if you see a token in your in your wallet and you have doubts, just check the liquidity first before you do something stupid. It's another tip.
Yeah, even with that, one common marketing tactic that projects often have is, they dust wallets, and I'm always a target of these dust tokens, and a lot of these dusting tokens are malicious. The second that you approve it to interact with it, they'll drain everything in your wallet. So, safe bet is, if there's ever a token that just randomly shows up in your wallet that shows, insane value, I would just hide it and never interact with it. I mean, obviously, there are certain situations where, projects do guerrilla style marketing where they just dust mass wallets. And, that is a tactic, but always do your own research on it before you decide to, try to sell something that just randomly showed up. Normally, dust tokens are going to just, if it's for marketing purposes, they're going to just dust a very small amount of token to you to just show up and maybe get you to, do some research in it and then decide to invest. But if you get dusted with a token that shows an insane value on it, obviously nobody's going to just give you, tokens that are highly valued. And, they do that to try to lure you into selling that token, and the second that you do that, you're going to lose everything in your wallet. So definitely always want to do your own research, if a situation like that happens.
And nobody gives you, just take this from me. Nobody will give you in this space. There are no like 10K airdrops or 5K worth of airdrops. Like just, if you see some weird amount in your wallet, just hide it ASAP. Don't interact with it. That's a great tip there. Let me bring up a really serious subject. I wanted to talk about this because I keep hearing the name meme coin. But since we're all here, are we at SquidGrow a meme coin at this stage? Or are we beyond the meme coin?
I
Right?
think
Because it's easy to brand us as a meme coin, based on a meme, but like not, let's say 95 to 99% of all meme coins, like what utilities do they have besides the meme at this stage of the project? I'm talking about project stages at the stage where we're in. Are we a meme coin right now? Right?
I think we're a hybrid, ISO. I think it's actually important to retain the meme element some because when the casuals do come flying back into the market, I think that will be the hook that pulls them in. Um, Mike Miller, our NFT artist, said something really cool in one of the chats the other day that's I think unique to his industry. And he said you have 3 seconds to capture someone's attention in a video, and I think that also applies to tokens that people are scanning through. So the meme element is essentially our attention grabber when it comes to getting new buyers. Like, whoa, SquidGrow, what the hell is that? It's kind of an out there name, and that might captivate people. And same with Satoshi's story and a bunch of other things, such as the NFTs as they come into fruition. So, at that point, people are then they're going to go down a rabbit hole, whether they realize it or not, because we're building an ecosystem that is more synonymous with a lot of big tech projects. So you're absolutely right. When it comes to the fundamentals of this project, you can call us a utility token or an ecosystem. But when it comes to the branding, we're a meme coin. And I think personally, I don't want to shy away from either. I want to take
Oh
the
no,
meme
absolutely
coin
not,
away.
man. I totally embrace like meme projects and meme coins, but looking at what we have achieved in terms of utility, etc., people tend to have this weird image. Oh, that's a meme coin. Like it has nothing else besides the hype, right? We're much more than that, right? And I think that piece of information is vital to a lot of investors, right? To get people in this project who it's like, no, it's not just a meme coin. It's more than that, right?
Well, they're evolving, right? That's what it is, and I think we're on the cutting edge of that and changing people's perceptions. I see it as no different than an advertisement like Lucky Charms. Like, would you ever eaten that damn cereal if it wasn't for the leprechaun? Would you have ever bought Aflac or even known about it, the insurance company, if it wasn't for the duck and Nick Saban? These things are basically memes too, and to me, it's just a form of clever advertising that has also fallen into crypto. And people label meme coins as meme coins, but they have evolved to be much better than a lot of utility tokens, to be frank. And I think we will continue to push that, and people's perceptions of them over time will change because last cycle, when Shiba and Doge were both in the top 5, I believe at one point, it was undeniable. Something was happening. Some people's movement, something behind the scenes that blue chip traders wanted to overlook, but the more they overlooked it, the more it grew. It just happened. Now you look at Shiba and they have Shibarium coming, and you look at Doge, and it could be the currency of Twitter for all we know. And that's very real utility. You can call it a meme, but it's more than that when you start looking into these things. And I think as we grow, people hopefully will have that same thoughts about us as being more than just a meme. Because I think that's just our hook when you actually think about it as a whole.
If it makes you money, I don't really think it matters, or it matters to a lot of people out there. If it makes people money and it's doing good, it can go either way. That's my stance on it.
Agreed.
So I'd love to hear from Eunice. I'd like to see what her opinion on this topic would be.
Yeah, I've been listening a lot. I actually link quite a bit. In my opinion, doesn't matter what the name and the label is, because yes, you may start out as a meme, right? As like because it's squid, whatever. But after hearing the stuff that you guys have, like stacking and like liquidity providing, yada yada, it's no longer just a meme. It's actually you got utilities, so you're no longer a meme. You're actually a proper token with a proper project. So I think there's a lot of use cases, right? So no, I don't think you're no longer a meme. I think you upgraded.
I would agree with you on that. Obviously in my position, I am extremely biased. I definitely think we are stepping outside of the meme realm and into to say the least a hybrid. That's where I'm trying to take us. Obviously we debuted as a meme token with zero utility, and we started developing utilities in the process. So we have that. So I definitely think at the very least we would qualify as a hybrid, as Dane said.
A meme branded ecosystem.
That's nice. That's something new. I think if that's new, you just created a new sector.
I've seen a lot of projects that like also meme tokens that come out with utilities, but it it it's the value of these utilities, right? What can you do with these utilities? I've seen projects release an NFT marketplace where there's nothing on there. Nobody's using it. It's dust. It's thin air, right? So it's actual to me. It's like, what's the value of the utilities that's that's important to me for a project in general, right? It's what are these utilities worth? Who is using these utilities, right? What do they bring? What do they offer? Um, so I think that's where the power is like, it's not just utilities, but uh, I say the weight of these utilities.
That's a nice way to put it. Anyhow, so we've been online for an hour and a half in this space. And is there anyone in the crowd may have any questions for these legends?
Yeah, come on up, guys. I will approve you one by one as I see you come up. We'll take some questions, maybe 5 or 6 of them or so. Also, in the meantime, while you guys are requesting, Eunice, you've definitely got some fans inside of our Telegram. I sent Edu the Telegram link to shoot over to you. If you want to pop in there, you'll see you've gotten some serious love over the past hour and a half. I think our community is very impressed by your AMA skills and finding very genuine according to the comments that are reading. So, yeah, I would agree, and then also extend the invite to come check it out and see what we're all about over there when this finishes.
Yeah, I'll definitely go have a look. That's pretty cool. I'll go have a look while you guys answer the questions.
Awesome. So if anyone has any questions, come on up. I'm looking at the requested. Don't see anyone yet. In the meantime, Satoshi, have we forgotten to mention anything of importance as we've kind of gone through this?
Hey, Dane, I think your mic's a little off.
Oh, it's probably overheating. What about now?
Am I the only one here?
Test.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Yeah, no, Paul, I was hearing it as well. In regards to anything we've not touched on, obviously, at SquidGrow, we have a motto under promise. So, I'm not here to day a bunch of difficulties that, we are background. There's always, the potential for setbacks and time delay. As of now, we're only speaking on, what is near to dropping. And I think we have essentially, touched base on all of that, such as our swap, our NFT marketplace, our NFTs, SGX, our bridge. That's what we are looking at in the near future. As of now, our new swaps for both BSC, we are coming out with a new swap. We currently have one on our website, but we redesigned it slightly, and we also developed an Ethereum swap as well. That has been being tested for the last several days. It is done and ready to go live. So that is one more step in the right direction of moving forward with the Ethereum launch. Obviously, every utility that we have on BSC will be mirrored on the BSC, or excuse me, every utility we have on the BSC will be mirrored on the Ethereum side. I would like to note that debuting our Ethereum chain, our staking APRs are going to be substantially higher than on the BSC, similar to what they were when we rolled out our initial staking on the BSC network. I will not throw numbers out there, but anybody in the community that was around when you debuted our staking contracts, they are going to be very similar. Obviously, the goal is to eventually start sizing down our APYs to try to get more to the sustainable levels. for long term. I believe Binance deems sustainable and staking around 10% APR. So we will obviously over time, slowly and gradually, start scaling down our APRs to work towards that goal. And to touch on the staking, currently we have a 2% tax going into the staking contracts. If you're asking, well, where's that 2% tax goes? That 2% tax that is paid goes into the staking contract. So you will benefit from that. You will get some of those tokens back, and it also gets shared with everybody that's in the staking contracts as well.
I want to say something unless anyone has any questions coming up. If there are not,
Dane, do we have any questions?
I'm not seeing you.
Anybody?
I think you're co-host. I think you're co-host now too as well. And I don't know if you can see him or if you can, Eunice, but I don't see you yet. You got some shy audience here.
that happens to us all the time. Don't take it personal. I wanted to say that I wasn't
Okay, let's see. All
Hey,
right.
Shib, I don't think you can hear Evergrow Paul. He just started talking, so just
Can you hear me?
just give him a few minutes. I'll tell you what stuff.
No,
Yeah,
I
I can't see him
He can't hear me
talking. I mean, I can see him. I just can't hear him.
Hey, Shib, let me just mute your mic for a second, and then Evergrow's going to chime in for one thing, and hopefully maybe you'll be able to hear him in a second.
What happened? Hello?
Evergrow, can you guys hear Evergrow, Eunice?
I can. Hey guys, I think it's important right now. We got to the question sections. I see Rung T. Sorry if I mispronounced your name, but you had a question, so please go ahead, mate.
Hello? Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, man. Go ahead, bro.
Eunice, thank you for hosting SquidGrow, and Satoshi and Dane. Thank you again for giving some more information. So I'm really intrigued. Thank you guys for giving the information. Regarding the bridge, I'm excited at the news that Satoshi, you mean like there's another blockchain possibility beside ETH once it launched that you can add, because now the flexibility you created from scratch on the bridge. So it could be a Polygon, Solana, Cardano, all these other chains that now you could have access to. Is that correct? I just want to confirm that. Yeah, that is 100% correct. Obviously, developing a bridge is, a big undertaking, and I wanted the ability for growth so we can scale from there. So yes, to answer your question, we can bridge to Polygon, Crow, any chain that we choose to, if we deem it is appropriate at that time. But yes, we definitely have room to stretch our legs, to say. Awesome. Thank you so much. That's all I got. Thank you, guys.
Hey, cheers, man. Thanks for the question. Anybody else? It's not letting me see who requests. I don't know if you guys can see it, Shibtoshi. Evergrow Paul, I don't think Shibtoshi can hear you. If you want to quickly leave and rejoin, I'll reapprove you and try to fix that.
Yeah, we got someone coming up. What's his name? Crypt.
Hey, what's going on? Crypto Slow here. I had a quick question. I don't know much history of Shibtoshi. Is he the actual developer, or is it a team of devs that he's working with?
I have a team of devs, so I am the CEO. I am not a developer myself, so I have 15 devs behind me, and 2 development houses that we are contracted with. But I am not the actual dev. Unfortunately, I did take Solidity courses, but although I know a little bit Solidity, I am not well enough off to code something from scratch. So
you're the market master.
Yeah,
and you
exactly.
got cool videos.
I mean, to be honest with you, when I first developed, well, I didn't develop. When I first had a developer develop the initial SquidGrow contract, I had trouble deploying it, and it's because of that Squid Games, the scam token, actually went live first. And when I found out that I was late to the party originally back in November of 21, we shelved the idea completely. So obviously I'm a little more inclined now to, how to deploy things and read Solidity code, but I am definitely not the developer. I have 15 behind me.
Hey,
contracted with me.
Chip, I think it's important to add to that. There is so as much people as we have coding and we have a killer team doing that. Shibtoshi actually is the only one though that can access our smart contract. Correct me if I'm wrong, and that's an important point to make. I think because there is no worry about some shadow dev behind the scenes just being able to do something to our smart contract. That's actually where you're at, right, Shib?
Yes, actually, let me clarify. So I have my developers develop everything. I deploy everything live. So my wallet that I deploy from is the only one that has access. I do not share ownership with anybody else.
That
So
was going to be
I'm
my
actually,
next question.
yeah,
Are you multi-sig? So you're not giving the keys away to the
no,
devs. You have it in the
no,
test environment, and then you're the one
no.
that's actually
No, so
approving.
how we're doing it is the developers generally, in regards to utilities, they develop on a server that we utilize that I own. They develop everything on that server, and then I transfer all that data from that server to the server that I fully control. I'm the only one with access to it, and we deploy from there if there's contracts that need to be deployed. And everything obviously is very thoroughly audited. Um, so we have audits on everything we roll out. I think we have 2 audits on our main contract and 2 audits on our staking contracts. Everything we come out with is audited. Our bridge is going to have a single contract audit when that debuts, and we will work towards doing an additional audit from that. And it was actually in the stages of audit for SGX, our exchange, that I decided there was a couple things that I wanted to add into our perpetual exchange. So we pulled that from audit and are having those things added now, such as copy trading, a VIP tier system, the ability to actually stake our NFTs, which is going to be a utility from our NFTs, and you will be able to get lower trading fees on the exchange, if you own an NFT to stake. But there was, in the process of going through the auditing process, we not to say process too many times, but we decided that there was a couple things we actually wanted to add, so we had the ability to do that before everything goes live.
Well, that was my next question is, as far as the bridge goes, flash loans and drains.
Nope.
I mean, the bridge is
Yeah.
going to be completely separate from treasuries.
Yeah, 100%. Every utility is attached to a separate wallet. And,
Okay.
taking into consideration such as, something like a cross-chain swap. Obviously, somebody could do a flash loan.
Yeah.
Definitely a bad idea. So, for our swaps, instead of doing cross-chain, each chain will have its own swap. So essentially, you'll be able to, if you won't be able to take your BNB token and buy the Ethereum token and so on and so forth.
So I assume you're not with your bridges. It's kind of the wrap version. Are you going for all in one price action, and then arbitrage holds the price between chains, or is each chain separate price activity?
Each chain is going to be separate price activity. We looked into the different variations of running a bridge, and we talked to another project that offers a bridge solution. But I tabled it in a VC with my community, and we talked about the pros and cons. And ultimately, we decided to do two separate liquidity pools on each chain.
So
And
is there a separate launch for
yeah,
SquidGrow on
so
each?
Yeah, so how we are doing the Ethereum launch is we are first rolling out the initial liquidity offering to raise the liquidity, and then we will offer to our BSC holders the ability to trade in their BSC tokens for Ethereum, and we are giving bonuses on that trade in. So our community kind of comes out a little ahead, and why we are doing that is to try to negate anybody trying to sell a BSC position to buy Ethereum, because as I've previously stated, we are going to launch Ethereum market cap slightly lower than the BSC, so you will be able to buy the ETH chain lower than you can buy Squid on any exchange. So because the price is going to be slightly lower, we wanted to give everybody the ability to trade in tokens for a bonus to try to negate anybody trying to sell down BSC to buy a bigger position on the Ethereum chain.
Right. All right. Well, hey, I appreciate it. I took up a lot of time. I'll
You're
sign
good,
off.
man.
Best of luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah, we got MJ coming up.
oh yeah, MJ.
I just wanted to say what's up to the OGs, man. It's good to hear you guys. It's like the good old days, and I appreciate everything you're doing. Trying to get back in action. I've been in the Philippines for 2 months, but hey, I'm promoting SquidGrow out here. There's a lot of people that haven't heard about it, and I'm trying to get them to buy. So, just wanted to say it's good to hear you guys, and good to be back in action a little bit and see all my good friends like Harry and Crypto Saz and April and IG and Big Dave over there. It's good to see everyone here. Miss all you guys, and just really, really good to hear you. And you too, Dane. Good to hear you, man.
Cheers, man.
I'm happy to hear things working out for you, MJ. For those of you that do not know, the project met MJ in his room that he has. We did some AMAs with him, and we grew into having a friendship. And when he actually came out to my area, we met up in person and went to dinner and just kind of, kicked it for a little time. Definitely a very solid guy. He lives out of country, and as he said, he's been in the Philippines, but very, very humble, very solid guy. Can anybody hear me? I'm not sure if I'm having technical difficulties or not. I don't hear anybody talking.
Yeah, this space has been bugging for the last 20 minutes, I believe, man. It's cutting in and out for me on my side. But yeah,
I can hear you.
Okay. Do we have any questions from anybody that's been listening? Anybody want to come up and ask some questions or?
Yeah, look, I think everyone's pretty much done, and well, it's great, like great turnout. And yes, as promised, I did say that I was going to drop some alphas at the end. And when you guys were talking, I actually just bought. I'm going to post it now. I'm going to post it on our comment section here. So
Let's go.
let's go. So as we were talking,
what do we say at SquidGrow? We have a motto at SquidGrow, and they need at least one person to do it with me here. So we got a couple of stuff on stage, and we're missing our main man, Papa Stocks. But at SquidGrow, we want to welcome you, Eunice, and we have a motto there, and we always go into the mic. We're closing up our voice chats, and we always give them a big "Let's fucking grow."
Let's
fucking grow.
Yes. Oh, grow. Okay. Yes. Let's
grow.
Grow.
Yep. Let's fucking grow.
Yeah, there you go. So I think I just send it now on the chat. I'm not sure if I did it. Yes, there you go. It's on the comment section. So when you guys were talking, I got an alert on Ray. So this is just short term, obviously just breaking out from the range. That's going to go as usual because at where we're going at the moment. Accumulation. So I just going to give you guys a bit of context, right? This is not just something that I fucking buy and just, hold for nothing. So these research came from institutional mathematician in Europe. So I met this doctor, which is a professor for a lot of VCs, and they pay him and his company thousands of dollars a month just to get his research, right? So the VCs were bought into his recommendation a few years ago would have been projects like, Elron, Near, Partition Blockchain, and so forth. So these are like legitimate blockchains. So he told me these three because I'm in Switzerland at the moment and I'm with a lot of VCs and also institutions. So these people are looking into accumulating these three coins. A zero, I know because that's something that I got into myself. I'm not being biased here, but he was also being bullish on this coin. And so far, it's just been holding up between 80 cents to $1. And, it hasn't really gone down from there. Cas, which is also Caspa, that is also a blockchain, will be very similar to a zero. And apparently they will be doing something a lot quicker when it comes to speed. And RNDR is like rendering. So he said to me today that it's like Web3 for rendering your, what's it called, on your hard drive, where you can create for speed. Look, I'm not a technical person, so that's what he just said to me. I'm trying to relay it to you guys. So these are the three coins. Sorry?
Those are actually really great tokens. I'm familiar with 2 of those, and Render, the last one, is actually one I've traded in the past, and it's actually extremely explosive. So if you're giving a call out on RNDR, definitely check that one out, guys. It is a really utility stacked blue chip. So yeah, man, thank you so much for those calls, Eunice. Those are huge.
No worries. Well, thank you. I think I had a really good night chatting with you guys.
It's been a great turnout. I appreciate you hosting us. It's been an honor to meet you, and hopefully, a little further down the road, we can revisit the project at a higher market cap.
Not a problem. Well, I think I'm part of you guys now. I think yes, I do want to get some SquidGrow.
And I think it definitely will be a lot higher market cap. I think this is the beginning. I wasn't sure at the very beginning because I didn't know you, Satoshi, and then we got to know each other. And when we talk late at night, when you can tell when someone works their ass off, 15 hours a day, and they're up at 3 a.m. working on a project, they have love for it and they want it to do good for themselves and the holders especially. So he definitely made a believer out of me very early. So I know this project is going to do really well and is already doing well. So nothing but the best and good luck.
Thank you, Paul. I really appreciate those kind words, man. And it's been an honor to get to know you and have our late night talks.
Yeah, I mean, the last thing I want to say is I really like your attitude and the way you view things in life, because as a leader, if you have that kind of traits, you are leading a project, and that will go a long way, and your vibe always attract your tribe. So good luck.
Can we get a let's fucking grow?
Let's fucking grow.
Let's fucking grow. Alvin, come in on it.
All right, guys.
Come in on it.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank
you so much, Eunice.
See you guys soon. Bye.
Let's
Take care.
fucking
Take care.
grow.
Cheers.
Let's
Bye,
fucking
everyone.
grow.
Let's
Bye,
fucking
everyone.
grow.